Good morning, ladies, or good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. So sorry that I couldn't make it to do the breakthrough show yesterday due to unforeseen circumstances. But in today's show, we're going to be talking about fear. Now, there's a few new members coming into the group, so I'm going to do a really quick introduction, and then we're going to get straight into the teaching. So my name's Tiffany. I'm the founder and of this group, Breakdown to Breakthrough After Relationship Trauma. I'm a breakthrough coach, previously done business coaching and career coaching and mentoring as well. And I have just recently stepped into working with women who have gone through relationship trauma and helping them to create breakthroughs after their breakdown in every single area of their lives. So that's me in a nutshell. So today we are going to be talking about your fears that lead to anxiety and doubt and really just keep you playing small. So we're going to be talking about a couple of things, like there's 2 steps to what I'm going to be teaching today. And as you can see, I've got this visual for you, and we're going to be talking through that and mixing a little bit of my story in there as well. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, the first thing that you should realize about fear is that there's always a reason for it. There's a reason for it. And most of the time, it's the reason that we have these fears are, they're just, so there's an acronym for fear, and I think this is the best way to explain it. And it's false evidence appearing real. So most of the times the fears that you have are not really real. You know, they appear real. They're sometimes completely irrational. Sometimes something's happened to you in your life and you've just carried that with you, and it's just exacerbated over time. And you become more and more fearful as time goes by, and it just becomes more and more crippling. So one of the first things that you need to do is to understand where that fear comes from. So that's step 1. So understanding what your fears are. Exactly. So most of us don't just have one fear. So it's not just like, oh, I'm scared of spiders. There's lots of things that we're scared of. And especially in this case, when we've gotten over a relationship trauma, we've come through a divorce, a really bad breakup after a long-term relationship, there's going to be a hell of a lot of things going on in the background due to what's happened to you, what happened in the relationship, how it ended, and you're going to be carrying all of that through. So you really need to take some time out to understand what these fears are and how they came about. So the very first thing that you want to do is you want to spend some time working out exactly what you're scared of. So for me, like a really big thing is that I'm scared of failure. I think that I'm not good enough. And I think so many women can say that. They would say that they don't feel good enough. You feel undervalued, you feel worthless. And these things bring your confidence down, which then leads on to anxiety and thinking negative thoughts that are really just not real. So what you want to be doing is just writing all of these down. And then you want to analyze them and demystify them. So look through them and say, is there really anything that warrants this fear? Like, for instance, not being good enough. Where did that come from? And for me, I think when I was younger, and a lot of this, you know, can happen to us from a significant other, a family member, even parents. Now, for me, my mum has always been my greatest cheerleader. She's an amazing woman. But there was a time in my life where I didn't feel like she believed in me. And then my dad's really old school and, you know, sometimes a bit harsh with his words. And I remember, and I don't know how many times he said it, but I definitely remember him calling me stupid and saying that I would never amount to anything. And that's got to be the worst thing as a child or adolescent, is that when a parent or parents don't, you feel that they don't believe in you. So then you carry that through and you think, oh, maybe I am stupid. Maybe I'm never going to amount to nothing. How that's manifested in my life. And it's not until I took the time out to really look at what my fears were and where did they stem down to, where did they come from, where did they stem from. And I came to that realization, and I got that memory of being called stupid and being told that I wasn't going to amount to nothing. Or I remember going, oh, you shouldn't buy a house because you weren't good with money. And this is when I was much younger, my early 20s. I wanted to buy a house because I was earning really well and doing really well in my career. And I remember that comment, and it's, you know, all these things add to your fears and add to how you react to certain things. So what you're going to be doing, this first thing is, you know, writing them down and finding out where they came from. Get yourself down to the root cause of where these fears come from, because once you understand where they came from, that's how you're going to demystify them, and you're going to, you know, start changing the narrative around why you're so fearful, and really looking at it and go, actually, this is really not true. So first of all, I had to realize that I'm not stupid and I'm not going to never amount to nothing. I just told you that in my early 20s, I was doing really well in my career. I was earning a heck of a lot of money. And even with all of that, I had these fears around buying that house because I was told, oh, you know, you're not going to be good with money. You're going to get yourself into problems. But the thing is that if I wasn't good with money and I was stupid, was I doing really well in my career and earning a crap load of money, basically? So I had to turn it on its head and go, well, actually, I'm really good at my job, which is why I'm earning so much money. And I really can do this. I can buy a house, and you know, why can't I do it? Why shouldn't I? If I can get myself this far, then that's not true. I'm not stupid, and I can amount to something, and I can buy this property. And what I'd done was I didn't have enough for the deposit, so I'd asked for a little bit of help with the deposit. And in the end, they didn't help me with the deposit. I had to do it all on my own. So what it just meant was that a part of it, I had to take a loan out to make up the shortfall in the deposit. And I did it. I bought the house, and I did it without anybody's help. I did it all on my own. And at that time, I was married to. Well, I had a husband, but he had only just come over from Zimbabwe, so he wasn't working. So I did it all on my own. But I had to work through the narrative in my head. I had to work through those irrational fears, and I got to do it. I had to overcome the fear because I was so scared that it wasn't going to happen. And the way that I did that, which is the next point, is that I had to embrace and master my own emotions, which is something that you're going to have to do. So you're going to write these down, you're going to analyze them, and you're going to demystify each and every one of them. And then you're going to take hold and take control of those emotions and change the narrative in your head. So that is step one, understanding your fears. And look, none of this is going to be easy. It's going to take a little bit of time, and you probably will still have that fear. But I don't know if you've ever heard that saying, and I absolutely love it, is that feel the fear and do it anyway. So what I want you to do is take some time out and just do the first step to begin with, because then what you're going to be doing after that is getting yourself into action and working on letting go of those fears one by one. So step two is, like I just said, it's going to be working on letting go of those fears. So one of the amazing things that you can do is just to help with letting go of fears is to go out and do good things for other people. Because although you might say, oh, how does that help me with my fears? But actually, when you feel good about yourself, you are going to build your confidence. Your mindset is going to change. So doing good for others does actually help you as well. So focus on doing good. Do good for others, but also do good for yourself. You've always got to, and I harp on about this a lot in all my teachings about like taking care of number one first. But in the doing good of others, in this instance, I've said go out and do good for others, because you actually feel a lot better doing good for others. And that is going to create different emotions within you. It's going to make you happier. You are going to feel more rewarded. And even if you can just do one random act of kindness a week, and build that up, so then you're doing several. But then also to start doing good things for yourself. Start doing some things that you enjoy again, that are going to help to build you up. And as you build yourself up in that, in these two ways, doing good for others and doing good for yourself, your mind is going to change. Your emotional state is going to change. You are going to find that it's going to be easier to let go of those fears when your emotional state is in a better place. And then you want to start connecting with what's going on. And like I said before, when you're connecting with your fears and you're demystifying them, and you're changing the narrative and really turning it on its head, when you're in that place of feeling good, I tell you what, it is going to be so much easier for you to let go of it, connect it, not let it affect you in a way that you're going to carry on keeping yourself playing small, carry on, being so scared of, making inroads in whatever it is that you want to do with your goals. That fear is going to keep you playing small. But once you start feeling emotionally good, you're connecting to what's going on, and you're changing the narrative and saying, look, this is not true. You're going to connect other things that. So for me, what I was explaining earlier on, I was connecting my work achievements, my actual financial status at that time wasn't marrying up with what I was being told. So you want to connect something, an object. So for me, in that instance, it would have been the actual amount of money that I was earning and how well I was doing in my job. I was being promoted. I was, top in the top sales, the top 5 salespeople within the company. So you want to start connecting things, positive things, to your fear that are going to turn it on its head. And what you want to do is you want to stay open, keep your mind open, keep yourself looking out for the good. Don't focus on the negative. Focus on what are the things in your life that are going good, that you're doing well in. And that is going to help you to see that your fears are irrational. There's no need for you to have anxiety, and there's no need to doubt yourself. So stay open to seeing what is really happening, because your fear is not real most of the time. And you are going to find things out there that are going to disprove what you're actually thinking. And now this takes time. It takes work. So you need to keep yourself open at all times. And then the last part of this, of working on letting go of your fears, is to radiate love. And that goes with the doing good, because when you're pouring love out of yourself, pouring love into yourself, again, that's going to help you to feel good. It's going to help with your mindset. It's going to help with your mental health and all of these things. So I want you to go, and I'm not going to give you too much, because I feel like you know, if you have too many things to do, it becomes overwhelming. So I want you to just do these 2 things, these 2 steps. So step 1, take a week for it, you know, take a week or 2 weeks or whatever you need to start really whittling down what those fears are. Write them down, put them in your journal, start analyzing them, start picking them apart, you know, and really working out what's not true, and then start embracing those and mastering those emotions around them, and then move on to step 2. Because once you've done step 1 and you know what you're fearful of, you know the emotions around it, you're starting to embrace it, you can start on going on to step 2, because you're already going to start feeling better about yourself and better about those fears and overcoming them. And then you can focus on the positive aspect, the doing good for yourself and others, the connecting what is the real truth to your fears and changing the narrative, the staying open to seeing the good that's in your life, your achievements, what, you know, the good things, and then radiating love, pouring that out. And you will see that if you do these 2 steps, you will make inroads with your fears. So I hope you've enjoyed today's short training and the Breakthrough Show. If you have any questions whatsoever, please do ask in the comments below. I'll be coming back in and checking on those. But I hope you have enjoy the rest of your day or evening, and I will see you in the group. Take care. Bye.